Hey everyone, welcome back to AndyDemos. Today we're taking a look at the Kernom Ridge, which is no doubt taking the pedal world by storm with their Analog Morphing Core technology. So let's see what that's all about, and then I'll get into some sounds. The Ridge is a first in the pedal world, and what Kernom have called an Augmented Analog Overdrive. It all began when the team started looking for new ways to control and change the clipping section of a drive in real time. With the mood knob controlling this AMC technology, the Ridge can seamlessly alter many characteristics that used to be fixed depending on the diodes being used, such as compression, headroom, symmetry, and overtones. Surrounding this analog clipping section are pre- and post-tone controls, which change the feel of the drive by altering the low end before clipping and the sweetness of the tone with a traditional high-cut filter after clipping. Plus, you can adjust the all-important mid-range frequencies and either cut or boost to help match this pedal to your rig. With so many choices under the hood, the Ridge gives you the option to store your favorite preset easily and A/B between the current settings for rhythm and lead applications, or you could use MIDI to access 128 presets and control parameters on the fly. Speaking of hands-free control, the expression input allows you to control any of the 6 knobs by blending smoothly between the preset and the knob settings, giving you anything from transparent boost to heavy fuzz-like crunch with a single sweep of the expression pedal. For more information on the Ridge and its Analog Morphing Core technology, check out Kernom.com. Let's just start with the mood fully counterclockwise, which is going to give us a clean boost setting, and then we'll start to get into those varieties of different clipping from either silicon-like to very kind of spongy and thick germanium style clipping. So really not a lot of clipping going on, but it's a very high headroom and a very high output sound. So let's try some different mood settings from here. So we're really kicking in the gain here. So again, the drive and mood are very interactive, so you want to always keep close attention to where you have that drive set. I should also say that the mood is not really just affecting the amount of gain, it's how the clipping and the attack and threshold are all kind of wrapped into the overdrive sound. So a lot of times you'll increase the mood and you'll hear something kind of bloom differently. So you really, changing the amount of gain as well as the EQ before and after can just have just a huge impact on the overall sound. And that's what makes the Ridge so, inspiring and really unique. right here we have a little bit more of a ragged edge, and of course you could back off on all these settings in terms of gain. And you know, while we're here we have that kind of hairier sound, let's get into the pre and post EQ. Now post EQ, or the post tone, is going to be really helpful in a setting like this because you could roll off some of that high end. And then pre-tone is going to help you either fatten it up or lean it out. So let's go to the fatter sound on this bridge single coil. Before we get really crazy with EQ, let's finish up our sweep with the mood, because we have some very different options from here on, especially when we get to the higher gain settings. So it doesn't just kind of get squishier and fuzzier as you increase the mood. You're just really going through all these different options. You probably noticed we went from sort of a ragged, more distortion-like tone to something that actually had a bit more dynamics and warmth as we got towards this, solid area of the mood. Let's just crank it up and see what the final sound is. So as we get towards the end of the mood, we're really kind of a sweeter sound. It doesn't just get crunchier and hairier. So that's a really great just variety there with one knob. Let's go back and try some lower gain settings on some of those, kind of more aggressive clipping sounds. So let's start by creating our preset tone, and we could choose anything we want here. So I'm going to go into the higher range of the mood and get some of those smoother sounds we were talking about and increase the mid-range. And then my idea is to get a cleaner sound on the non-preset setting and just have a nice fatter, rounder rhythm crunch by backing off on the mids. Let a little bit more low end through before the clipping. So now that's our preset now, and we could go back to any setting we want. And the more I play around with the mood and the tone controls, the more I realize just how important it is to really fine-tune the EQ going before the clipping stage. So I've got some high output humbuckers here, and if I have a sound that's kind of bassy, it's really going to change the feel and the threshold of these these clipping settings. So let's try something a bit more fuzzy and just see how important that pre-tone control is. All right, so that's one that's got kind of a fuzzy edge to it. Let's change the amount of low end going into that and kind of embellish that fuzzy quality with the pre-tone. And there's one last feature I want to show you, and that's using the expression pedal input. Now you could go between your preset sounds, just kind of A or B, or you could use the expression pedal to blend between those two sounds. And this could be really cool if you wanted to just kind of ease into a lead boost or something. And every single knob can be assigned to the expression pedal. But in this case, I've kept the mood at the same, because rather than ramping through those different clipping settings, which may change compression and level, I've kept it just the same setting, which is about 11 o'clock here, but I am changing a lot of the other parameters like the mid-range, the amount of gain, and the output level. So here's the two sounds that you could still switch between even if you have the expression pedal plugged in. So if you want to blend between those two different contrasting settings, just make sure the preset button is off, and now you could use the expression pedal. Well, that's a look at the Kernom Ridge, and you can find out all about the Analog Morphing Core technology and everything that went into this really expressive and dynamic pedal at Kernom.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for another Andy demo.